The girl returned home on the first day after being stranded outside. She didn't choose high-end clothes. Instead, she tore down a curtain to make herself a dress because she knew that those luxurious clothes were all altered. Her grandfather was confused upon seeing this, but the girl didn't explain. She simply picked up the clothes, shook them gently, and the pearls immediately scattered all over the ground. Seeing this, the grandfather was furious. He wanted to get rid of the maid. However, the maid didn't beg for mercy. Instead, she turned to the adopted daughter sitting nearby for help. The girl immediately mocked the maid. She offended her yet went to ask the adopted daughter for help. Doesn't this prove who the mastermind is? And the girl was able to see through it all because of her painful experiences in her past life. In her past life, she was framed by the scheming adopted daughter on the first day back home. Her biological parents despised her as a country girl. They ignored her suffering, letting the adopted daughter bully her for 10 whole years. In the end, they hired some thugs, planning to insult her. Desperate, the girl chose to jump off a building to end her life, but fate gave her a chance to be reborn. She returned to 10 years ago, the day she was brought back home. Looking at the hypocritical faces around her, the girl swore to make them pay in this life. First was her grandmother. It was she who indulged the adopted daughter's evil deeds. Her biological parents never cared about her, and the adopted daughter had started plotting the moment she returned home. Only the grandfather was somewhat just, but she knew the grandfather only cared for those useful to the family. So, to take revenge, she had to earn the grandfather's approval. At this moment, the family's investment was facing two options. One was a 40 million old city renovation project. The other was a 20 million new city project from the richest family. The grandfather asked the family members, but no one dared to speak up easily. At this point, the girl softly expressed her opinion. She said choosing the old city renovation project would cause a loss of 1 billion. Only the grandfather understood the hidden meaning in her words. The scummy father sneered, but to everyone's shock, the news reported that the old city renovation project had collapsed. Investors lost 1 billion. Everyone was stunned. The girl calmly explained that the old city project had been notorious for abusing workers and withholding wages. The news had already spread in the lower classes. The collapse was inevitable. After this discussion, the grandfather began to pay attention to the girl. He asked her how to choose. The girl's unique insights made the grandfather nod frequently. Delighted, he immediately had a servant take the girl downstairs to change into cleaner clothes. He then announced that the girl's identity as the young lady was restored and gave her 10% of the company's shares. At this moment, the scummy father panicked because each heir only had 10% of the shares. Whoever held the girl's shares would become the heir of the family. Then the grandfather asked the girl to choose one of his 3 sons as her father. The fourth uncle immediately expressed his willingness to be the girl's father. The third uncle also warmly declared that he liked the girl the most, but the girl chose the disabled and alcoholic eldest uncle because in her past life, only the eldest uncle cared about her well-being, and the eldest uncle had been crippled by the grandmother and scummy father. The girl chose the eldest uncle as her father, not only to save him, but also to save herself. The grandfather was clearly disappointed by the girl's choice, but the girl knew the grandfather was all about. She didn't feel discouraged because she was confident about the cooperation with the richest family's new city project. Soon, the girl and the eldest uncle